ladies. Okay. All right. So let me just say a little bit about me. I know I didn't do a bio real quick, but I am in my mid-30s, actually. I'm 36, so don't go figure. I am currently 39 weeks pregnant. Can you believe it? She's right in there. I've been scrapbooking on and off straight, well, since high school, so I'm 36, so you can do the math. And I just finally, it's pronounced Ray. Okay, thank you for the clarification. And I started a YouTube channel like 2 years ago and stuff on just tutorials on pretty much how I'm going to be doing today and enjoying myself thoroughly. I have a blog that usually corresponds with my tutorials, so if you don't get all the details on my tutorial, you can usually head over to my blog. But I am so excited to be working with the ScrapbookingStore.com. They have a great affordable kit available for you, and I do have the November kit in front of me, so we're going to be working with that kit today. On the website, there are like options. I think they start at about $15.99, and there are like upgrades and add-ons you can do, so it helps a whole lot. Hello, Miss what is it, Myrna. I probably said that wrong, but we're working on it. And so you can do different add-ons like stickers and things to make the kit a little bit more diverse for you or stretch a little bit longer as well. I have always loved kits. They're my favorite because they already give you like the collection and everything will match, and sometimes there's a theme, sometimes there's just a color. So they're really a good beginning spot for beginner scrapbookers. Now for me, if you are familiar with my channel, I do a lot of mixed media as well, meaning that I play with like watercolors or paints, stencils and things like that. But for this one, we're keeping it very simple. That way everyone can follow along, okay? So you're just going to need paper trimmer, some scissors, your tape gun if you have that, or even if it's liquid glue. And we're kind of going to be like cutting into a couple papers. So if you have that phobia of cutting into 12 by 12 beautiful pattern papers, we're going to be cutting into most of them, okay? But at least this way you'll be able to see how you can use it in different ways. I can always give you tips later on as well with the kits, because I like using punches. If you have punches like circle punches and things, that could also help. So yeah, we're going to get started, okay? So bear with me while I put this camera on the stand and make sure it goes down. Okay, I get sad cutting it. Okay. So all this technology, can you believe it? Okay. And it's over my desk. Okay. And I do have a few lights going on so that I have the best lighting in my room. Making sure I'm not blinding anyone. We're over. Okay. Let me make sure it's straight. Okay. Okay. We got it going on. Let me just make sure this is secure. Okay. All right, I have my kit already laid out for everyone. I'm here. It looks good. Hello, Miss Ray. Hello, Miss Rosa. Belina. Okay. Thank you for finding me again. Okay. We're doing good. So sorry, ladies. I swear if they ever ask me to come back again in a month, this will be a lot smoother. We have to work out all our kinks, right? And I'm just making sure that this is tight. Okay. So, as you see, I have the entire kit laid out. Let me just make sure. Okay, laid out. No, not that. Okay. And I'm just making sure my laptop is set up too so that I can see some comments as they come in. I want this to stay straight. Okay. Okay, practice makes perfect. Exactly, Miss Ray. And actually, let me scoot this up now that I have this room that I can occupy closer to me. Okay, folks, this is just seeming... Okay. Just don't want my camera to fall. I really want you guys to enjoy this with me. Okie dokie. Practice makes perfect. All right, and I got your comments. My laptop is on my side. We're in business. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I have my paper cutter. And I have everything laid out right here. So you know that the kit always comes with the beautiful inspirational one, which I definitely would love to do as well. I think it's gorgeous. And then all the supplies that come in the kit as well. So I have them all laid out kind of in the beautiful color array that they come in, which is so fun to see. I also love the 2 sticker papers. So you got the 2 sticker sheets inside the kit as well. So we have those to play with. At the end, I always like embellishing with this last. So put those aside. And then if you truly want to follow along, I'm going to let you know what papers I'm using, because I'm going to use these 4, and then these will set aside for now. So as my background page, I am using the antique lace one paper, so the cream colored one. This one has the small checkered, and then this one on the other side has the stripes. Now for the layout work, we can use either side, but at least it's nice and neutral, okay? And then these are going to put aside. Okay. Then I think I was going to use these because they complement each other quite nicely. Don't mind me as I kind of tilt this a little bit because it seems like my camera is falling out of my phone, my mount a little bit. So I like these 4 together. Is it 4 or 5? Because I love the contrasting, the plaid with the floral, with the stripe, with like the leaf pattern, and then also this leaf pattern as well. Okay, so this the one with the plaid is Bountiful. This one is, are they all Bountiful? I just want to make sure. Bountiful 1. Oh, so they're just numbered. So this is number 1. We're using number 3, number 4, 5, and 2. So actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they go in order. So that makes it easy. Okay. So these are the ones we're using for today's layout. And it actually might be too many. So we'll definitely see how this goes, because I think maybe 4 will do, but by all means, the more the merrier for me. And then I am scrapping one of my photos from my maternity photo shoot. Like I said, I'm pregnant, so 39 weeks, so that's me and my fiance. And I thought it would go good with this, and it's very fall-like anyway. So this is the picture, so I'll set that aside. Okay, so first, if you have some scrap paper, so that way you'll know, like I said, I'm trying to make a quilted, holy moly, see? Okay. Oy, there goes my camera. Trying to make a quilted design with some diamonds. So I used a piece of scrap paper to cut them out initially. So what they're going to look like is going to be, you know, tiled work. Now this could easily work with squares as well, but I thought a diamond would look a little bit different. So we're going to cut these into diamonds and then kind of, you know, quilt them out for the layout. Okay. Alrighty. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to teach you how to make this little diamond shape. That way we have a template to cut the rest out with. So if you have a scrap piece of paper, now I just grabbed this from like my scraps. I cut initially, it's a 2-inch strip. So 2 inches first. And that way we have just the width perfectly done. And then we'll do the diamond shape so that it's corner to corner and it won't be so, it will be symmetrical. Okay, and actually, you know what I'm going to do? When a girl needs washi tape, washi, here we go. I'm going to strap my phone to my mouth because for some reason, gravity is not being my friend today. Okay. Yes, folks, I have washi taped to secure my phone so that the drop won't happen again. There we go. Okay, washi tape and all right, ladies, you girls are so good. Okay, so how I did them, and I did them a couple times because sometimes I got a little wonky until I did the T square on them. So once you have your 2-inch strip, we're just going to make one diamond from it. So you have to hold the piece of paper so that we get the first kind of cut. We need a triangle cut in order to have the kind of, I say like workout to be there, to be at the corner. So when you hold the paper, you can kind of want to guide, and it's up to you to make the first one, and then everything else will cut with it so that they'll all match up anyway. So when you're looking at, line up one corner with the corner over here, and you're just going to, you know, take a little triangle piece off. However shallow or severe you make it, it doesn't matter. It'll be custom to your paper because we'll have it match anyway, okay? So I have the corner lined up with my blade edge, and I'm going to do a little bit of a shallower cut, so right about there. So that's all I took off, okay? That's all I took off. Now what I was trying to do earlier was kind of match that up over here and kind of get the perfect diamond, and it could work out that way, but I didn't want to trust my guide. So what I did, in order to make it perfect, was take my ruler and any sort of marker, so a pencil or a marker, and so from this corner, so that's how that started off as, from this corner I just drew like a perpendicular line to this side, and then from this corner to this side, and that way I knew where to match up my cut line for the next one, okay? So as simple as you can make that. So like I'll go, and since I am using a T-square, I can use the edge and make it work. So we're gonna go like right there. I'm gonna do the mark. So that's that from that corner, and then the other one is from the longer corner, and then we know where to make our cut. And for me, I made sure at least that this line, when I did this one, was perpendicular through the two lines here. So that's how I kept that one straight. Okay? So here you are with the, let me see where my camera is, with the two marks. So I have it here and here, and then I'm going to cut right there, and then that way the triangle, the diamond will match. Okay. Okay. And there's our little diamond. Okay? So that's how I got it. And so that way, once you have your template, you can cut the 2-inch strips from here and then use it as your template and cut it off. Now you can either use your paper cutter or get your scissors, and we're going to make a bunch of them. Okay? So I'll go ahead and cut my 2-inch strips from this one. So 2 inches. And then I'll set this aside. 2 inches. So, and I love this. This will be played back again so that if you aren't able to follow along now, you can certainly do the playback when it's posted again. It'll be like a replay. And that way you can try it again on your own. Like I said, I wanted to do something where you could follow along because, let's be honest, we don't all have access to like workshops and classes near our, you know, our home. So online is the next best thing. And sometimes they can not be at times we can be watching it. So I understand for the playback reason too. It's very important. Okay, so here are my strips that I have. And so if the diamond is too complicated for you, don't feel pressured to make one. You can easily just do a square as well and then just tilt them. Okay, that's a way to go about it too. So just because I have it doesn't mean you can't modify it for your own. Okay, and actually, since I still have my paper cutter out, I'm just going to cut off the banding strip, and that way when I start layering it, we are good to go. Okay. And actually, I wonder if I should mat it too. Because I love this. We can talk about that probably later if I mat it. We'll keep that as an option. You see how I always kind of, these layouts always evolve. They always evolve for me. Okay, so here I am with my 2-inch little diamond. And like I said, you can cut them with your scissors, which I think I'm going to do. That way I just can go real quick. And then that way I have all my diamonds ready to go. And now since they're all the same angle, you can just line them up real quick. And let's be honest, even if they're not perfect, they're going to be, like I said, layered up, almost like a quilt, to be very fall inspired. So even if they overlap a little bit, that's totally fine too. So don't get caught up if you didn't do your diamond perfectly, because look how many tries I have, okay? So even as a scrapbooker, we kind of futz a little bit with it, and then we make it work. So not a problem. All right, so those are my trials, and so here are all my first leaf ones, and I'm just going to scatter them for a moment just so that I can see this kind of come to fruition, kind of come to life. All right, so here is my second strip. Ooh. So yeah, so a little chit-chatty. Let's see. Wow, love to watch live my first time. Oh yay, Anne, thanks for being here. Brenda, go back out and come back in. Okay, someone's having trouble. So we also have someone from the ScrapbookingStore.com themselves are just with me in case I miss one of your comments. But yeah, thanks for being here, Miss Anne. I love having live people. I'm going to try to answer the comments as much as I can. Okay, so like I said, you can keep this as a square, not a problem. You can make this diamonds, or, you know, just to throw it out there, if you have a circle punch, this could work too with the circle punch, you know, because you're just going to get the variety of the collection, which is why I like this kind of layout that I was thinking of, because sometimes you never get the full idea of what the collection could look like because we don't utilize it, you know, quite as nicely as we want to. And I'm just placing them randomly. This is nothing to be nervous about that it might be the permanent one. We're going to play around with them. So, let me just cut these. And so I also like the contrasting pattern papers. You know, a good stripe with a good plaid always works out beautifully. And the fact that we have these gorgeous leaf patterns from this collection is all from Authentique, and it's the Bountiful collection. So it's so nice for fall. And if you have your Thanksgiving pictures are gonna be developed soon, you can completely use this pattern again. Like I said, it'd be very easy to make a 2-page layout with this one, I think. You know what I mean? So see how that's already like getting a quilted vibe going on? Love that. So actually I'm going to see if I can double up this one. That way I won't take up too much time cutting this up. Okay. So yeah. Do you know that my due date for my baby is actually Thanksgiving? So go figure that my water may break while we're eating Thanksgiving turkey and pumpkin pie. So it is our first child together. We've known each other for 12 years, but we have bought a house. We haven't really gotten married yet. We're just engaged, but we did everything according to my game plan rather than his. So, you know, it happens from time to time. You know, I love him to death, but he doesn't count. Let me see what is going on. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, a few more. If you hear a little dog whimpering, I have 2 dachshunds. They're at my feet, and they always want to be all up in the Kool-Aid all the time. One is Kobe and one is Zoe. Okay. Yeah, so anyone else give birth on Thanksgiving? Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I know. Thanksgiving, how do you figure? And you know what's funny, though, too, is that my fiance's birthday is the day before Thanksgiving this year. So he really wants to share a birthday with her. We're having a little girl. And he was like, come on, babe, you know, like maybe just really try to, you know, go for a long walk on my birthday and stuff so that we can go into labor on my birthday. And I was like, oh, you know, honey, I'll try. Okay. Oh, you had a Pearl Harbor baby? Oh, I love that. Be 29 this year. Oh my goodness. Okay, good. So I'm not the only one that's going to have like this like holiday baby. I thought it was so interesting when they had calculated it up. That means I conceived, when was it? I think they said like February 23rd or something. So if you're ever wanting to have a Thanksgiving baby like me, conceive around February 23rd. That's the only way to get it done. And like I said, I'm 39 weeks. So she's literally like baking in my oven still and like has no desire to come out of my belly. No desire. You know, Hotel Belly Evie is just fine for her. Okay, so this is how we are looking so far. Oh, you're a New Year's Eve baby. My mom's a New Year's Eve baby, an Easter baby. Oh, I love it. Their birthdays land on Thanksgiving sometimes. Oh, good. Well, there you go. I conceived on Valentine's Day. Oh, so true. July 4th. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we do have a lot of holiday babies in the room. I'm not alone. This is good. This is so fun, though, because I said it, too. I was like, this will be like an epic story, you know, for our families for years to come. Like, you know, what happened last Thanksgiving or even 5 Thanksgivings from now. Like, oh, yeah, remember when Evie's water broke? And we had to wrap everything up in Tupperware and go to the hospital? Yeah. Okay, so this is where we're at so far with the layout. Now, I took these off just because I kind of like seeing a little bit more of the cream paper in the background. So we could start here and start adhering it, or we can add a few more tiles. But you can see how easily this can transfer into being 2 layouts, okay? So like if I have this one kind of facing and hugging more on the left side, if you had your right side already, you can do it, you know, heavily on this side, and then your spread can be matching as you flip through your scrapbooking page. Now remember I said you can make squares, and the background's actually a square too. So you could theoretically just tilt the squares on an angle and go from there. Now we can also, let's be honest, I don't have to tilt them all. We can even go this way and have the layout be there. So, you know, with the picture, you can see how you're utilizing so much of the pattern paper in the collection, and you're not even trying, okay? And B, you're showcasing it, and you have all these colors that you can play with in case you are scrapbooking, like, say, like 6 pictures, all from Thanksgiving. If you did, you know, 1 and 1, and then a couple, and then the next ones, you have all these extra pieces that they can all still match. So that's the beauty of it, okay? Now, I have 2 thoughts with what's going on so far. One thought is, I feel like I want to add some texture by, like, crimping up the edges everywhere. Let me see if I can do this, like kind of folding up the edge a little bit on all 4 sides. Okay. And then when you have them lay side by side, they'll have a little bit of a texture thing going on. That might drive some people nuts, though, because they might not like it because they want it to lay flat in their sheets. But if we had them all done like that, you can see how some of that texture, here, I'll bring it up a little bit, from the folded one can, like, add just a little dimension if you care to do that. And you would lip up all of them in order to kind of match, and that way, dimensionally, it'll look, Tammy, it'll be posted right on this channel. It'll be right here on this Facebook ScrapbookingStore.com business page. Perfect. Okay, everyone's still joining me. And you kind of see my bump from time to time. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's one idea that we could do. Like I said, having texture on layouts is not for everyone, so I do understand that. So we don't have to. The other way to get some layout is by attaching fun foam, or if you have, let me see if I have them real quick, or if you have like dimensional dots. Okay, so sometimes we buy these dimensional dots. They like almost have like they have 3D pop-up. These are like the tinier square ones. I know I have here, like the bigger ones. You can see my supplies everywhere. So we can add some of these to the back of them and raise up like every other one as well for a different look. I only mentioned fun foam because this you can buy in packs in the kitty supply stores, like the kid crafts, and I'll show you what the package looks like because I just have it in a drawer here. But it's sticky on one side and not on the other. Literally, I got this whole pack of fun foam for like $3 at Walmart. And so usually this side I'll stick to the paper and then I'll add like wet glue on the back, and then that's how I'll raise them. So I think I want to do a little bit of some dimensional stuff just to add that element to it. That way it doesn't all stay flat. For me, I actually enjoy having some dimension to the layout. Not everyone enjoys that. So do stay in your comfort zone. You do not have to follow me completely. Okay. What I also like, up to you as well. For me, you can see I don't ever have the same patterns touching. That's just a preference. If you only did this with 2 papers, you certainly could alternate it and it would give you like a plaid look, like a gingham in the back. If you only did it with 3, however many you want to do. So don't feel obligated to do as many as I did. So I'm trying to make it almost symmetrical though, so I'm making sure that I'm like 1, 2, 3 of the stripe, 1, 2 of the plaid. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of that leaf, 1, 2 of this, 3 of the leaves. So I kind of feel like one of these has to come off and I have to add the gold leaf. That way at least everything is like 3 and 3, 3 or 4. And I kind of feel like maybe those don't need to be there. So 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. That way it's just symmetrical. We could go further if you need to. So I'm thinking like my picture might go right around here. And do keep in mind, I don't have titles for this collection. And I did, so I did pull out this pack so far from my stash. It's called Story from American Crafts, and I think I'm just going to use the word happy and kind of put that there. Or I can lift this up and put happy on the bottom. So that's just how we're going to finish it, but that's jumping ahead. So I kind of like where this is at right now as far as the ones I've used. Again, I'm keeping all of these because I might do a second layout and use the same thing and be able to utilize my extra triangles. Okay, so the only thing I was still thinking of, and I kind of feel like I want to, is maybe mat it. Can certainly mat it. Can you see that? So like that way, I'll cut this a little bit thinner and then have just a brown polka dot show on the outside. Could be fun. Or the opposite is like this lattice mark. The lattice could be cool too. Okay. We still don't have to decide on that. But let me show you how I can raise some of these up because I do want to use that fun foam and I'll give you a little bit of an idea on how it will look. Okay. So, and when you're using fun foam, it doesn't have to be perfect like this shape of the diamond. You can truly just cut a strip. And however these are, I got 4 right there. And they'll fit. I just chose the brown because it's obviously a color in the collection. Here I am taking off the stickier back. That way I know where this is adhering to. And that way it'll be raised. I kind of feel like I'm going to do every other row. So the ones that have 3s are going to be popped up. The ones that are 2s I'm going to keep down. So that'll add some dimension. And without adding too much, in fact, you know what I mean? Because this part may scare someone to do, but I don't want it to. You know what I mean? So there we go with that one. Now, if you don't have the fun foam, use your square pop-up dots. And I have that other size ones as well. where they creep off to. This could work as well. Okay, so if you have those, and if having dimension does not interest you, you can totally not do this step, okay? So I'm just giving you an idea of what it's going to look like. And that way, and it helps too, because if anything, you can make sure that if your diamonds aren't cut perfectly, this is where you get to hide some of the imperfections, because you can tuck it under. Okay. We got this one. And that way, too, you can see how they nicely overlap and start getting a very nice kind of quilted look. Now, if that doesn't scream fall and winter, I don't know what this. Catch you later in the website. Gonna jump into a meeting. Okay, Marna, thank you for joining. Oh, you shared it too, Miss Iris? Fantastic. You ladies are awesome. Ah, where did my computer go? Okay. Sorry, I keep on looking over to my laptop for the comments, my sweets. Hello, Miss Debbie. Hello, Miss Tammy. See a few more people here. Okay, just cutting up some more of my foam. And like I said, I'm just using brown, no particular reason. Just thought brown was fine in case you actually saw the edges of this. Okay. So, let me see if I can just do this portion real quick, and then we'll start the glue. So, and then I'll tuck those. Let me, I feel like these shouldn't touch. I feel like I need, where'd my other one of that one go? I just love this orange. Just still thinking. You see how you can still process and make alterations if you need to. And actually, these 3 in a row. I think I'll... No, because I don't like that one touching. Plaid? Plaid. Okay. That'll do it. Okay. Okay. Thinking out loud, you know. Yes, Miss Wendy, I did want to do like an easier kind of one, just so that it wasn't intimidating to follow along right now, especially if you wanted to watch this tutorial later. It didn't strike you as being overly complicated, because I want you to, you know, get the most out of this kit. And so this way, with this layout, you are A, utilizing a bunch of the pattern paper and showcasing it, and B, able to do a multi-spread if you also wanted to do that as well. So that way you can have extra diamond pieces and use it on a second layout if you had multiple photos to scrap. Just cleaning up a little bit there. Okay, so I'm loving the way this looks so far. And now I just use quick dry adhesive. I do believe it's called tacky glue. I do have a new bottle. Yeah, so this is the same stuff, guys. This is old packaging, which is empty, and this is the new packaging. So I'll start going to town with this. And it's no rhyme or reason, just kind of squiggling some on and placing. For the layout there, you want to make sure, I think that the best way for the diamonds is to make sure that the corners, these corners, touch, and then they should all line up, okay? And that's just a dollop of glue, no rhyme or reason, and I'm going to do the same for the ones that stay flat. It's a little bit less. Okay, and like I said earlier, I'm going to tuck it under a little bit. That way we won't see any of the imperfections if your diamonds have any imperfections. And now also, keep in mind that the opposite side of some of these too are just as gorge, and you can incorporate those as well. I just love these yellows, the like cinnamon color, the brown. They were my favorite. Yeah, Debbie, the fun foam, like I said, I got it at Walmart for that big old Wad of them, where'd I put them? Yep. So this whole pack, literally the fun foam with the sticky back, Walmart. You know, us crafters, we're resourceful like this. Now for the second row, I'm going to make sure that they contact this bottom point as well as the corners line up. That way we have the best chance of making sure that this is all leveled. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. And this glue is forgiving. It doesn't have a super high like dry time, so you can wiggle it just a little bit and still make adjustments, which is nice too. And look, even this side is like a wood grain. That would work perfectly as well. So you have multiple options. Okay. Okay. Rolling right along. And I do have a fun little cup of coffee in here. No judgment. It is decaf. I'm not drinking regular. That was one of the toughest things in this pregnancy for me. If you know me, you know that I'm a heavy coffee drinker. And the fact that you're only allowed to have like an 8-ounce cup a day for baby's health, while I understand the importance, was definitely tough for me. Okay, so looks like we have all of these. Pretty good. Now, as it's wet right now, the paper will warp a little bit because we did use a mix, a wet medium. It could work if you did like a tape runner. I do have my tape runner standing by, and I possibly could have done it for the flat ones, but because the fun foam definitely won't stay in place with just this, I thought I just already have the reinforcements. Okay, so that's what's looking like so far. Now let's also talk about matting your photo. Now this is just a 4x6 print. And now that I'm thinking about it, see, this is why we scrapbook, and sometimes my tutorials are always done not so real time, because perhaps I shouldn't have raised these, because now the whole picture has to be raised. But, okay, it's a 4x6 photo. I have the option to make it smaller, like I can cut off this inch or so and maybe Miguel's shoes, so that's a little bit of a different size. You can leave it 4x6, whatever you want. I'm going to cut it down a little bit. Where is my paper cutter? Of course. Okay. Sorry, I always put it somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to cut off just a little bit of this edge that we don't need. And I think I'm going to cut off his shoes since they're both pretty much not there. Okay, so it makes it a little bit more of a square photo, which I kind of like. Okay. So I'm liking that. All right, so a fun thing that I like to do, you don't have to do it. If you follow a lot of YouTubers, if you're familiar with her, she's one of my favorites. Her name is Missy Whedon, and she's great. And she has this obsession with always backing her photos first with tissue paper. This is gift wrap tissue paper. And it always just gives a softer, soft focus kind of edge before you use other papers if you were going to. And I've developed the kind of like for it through the years. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, certainly if you have some gift wrap tissue paper, to kind of mount it so that it's almost like using vellum, or if you have tracing paper probably would work out well too. You can be structured with it and use your paper cutter so that it's clean edges, or if you don't mind some of the ripped look of it, you can rip it as well. So I'm kind of like torn. I always like a little bit of the rip as well as having some clean lines. So I'll just take a piece for now and show you what I mean. Let me put this to the side while that dries a little bit further. So You can start off with the edge rather clean, and you can totally go from there and then use your scissors to cut here and here. Or you can use this edged that's like this. It's kind of textured, and go from there. So it's really up to you, but it just gives a little something different. So what I think I'm going to do is maybe keep the edge nice and crisp here. So I'm going to keep that folded and keep this one here. I'm going to use my roll in here now. Place this there. I'm going to seal it. That way it doesn't come unfolded. Okay, so that's what we're working with so far. And then I'm going to take my scissors and cut this edge. And we're going to see if I can rip this a little bit nicer, closer to the picture. Do, do, do. Okay, not too bad. Okay. Okay, so you can see I have a clean edge, and then a ripped one. If you want to try it, try it. If you do not, you don't have to do that part. Okay, I have that tape gun. This one, yeah, right, this big hunkin' one is fantastic. I used a coupon for it at Michael's. No problem with the foam idea. It's totally cool. How about only facing one side? Using one side. Yep, you can use just one side of the foam. That's up to you, Miss Rosa, but it could work absolutely. So my only thing is that now, obviously, that we're here at this point, two ideas you have to think about, because I raised these two. I either have to make them flat, these two, so that the photo will be flat too, or since this is already raised here, I can add fun foam on this side, and then the photo will be raised as well. So in order not to take off what we just did, I'm going to put some fun foam on this side too, so that way the photo stays raised on both sides. Okay. What I also want to show you, if you're interested, and this is only for those that maybe have missed or you like paint splatters and things like that, I feel like I want to add just a little something like splatter wise to my pages. Some people like the look of ink splatters. I totally do. I usually do this on most layouts. But my favorite gold splatter to use is Heidi Swap Color Shine in the gold. You can buy this at Michael's. This is probably like my second or third tube of this because I go through it all the time. And I like to add this around it, so that if I add anything else on top, like the stickers and stuff that I'll show you, it won't get on top of all the stickers. So while this is still just kind of like clean and bare, we can add this, or we can go ahead and finish our photo and such, but we may have the accidental splatter on the photo, which I don't like doing. But I can show you both ways. So I'm going to just show you first how I just take the nozzle, as this is so often I use it and it gets stuck. Okay. So with the nozzle, I mean just like the straw that it comes with is all that I need. I don't get an extra paintbrush or anything like that. I don't like using extra stuff. So I just kind of, the straw will get wet with some product, and then you're just going to flicker it with your finger onto the areas that you like. Okay, so just for instance, I'm just going to do a little bit like this. Okay. And that's simply all that it adds. Just a little, can you see that? Splattering of some gold. As it dries, it'll look pretty. And it just, since it's a color that picks it up, if you have brown, perfect. If you have an orange, perfect. But the gold is kind of a neutral color that I like to use, so it also works as well. So, what we also can consider, remember, I'm toying around with matting this. So here's the maroon colored one looking with it, which could be nice. There's also a blue, I think. Let me see. I have the whole kit sitting with me. Yeah, there is a blue. Ooh, I'm kind of liking that blue. There's a lot of the like aqua color in the blue that we're using. As well as some in the picture. That could work out really nice. And this side's checkered, or that was a stripe, and then this side's checkered like this one. I do kind of like that. Ladies and gents, we have a winner. So, if you haven't matted before, we need to cut down this paper. So the one that we have, this. Usually I go in about 1/4 inch. So that way, when you mat it on this, it'll peek through just about like that much. Okay, so I'm going to cut that just so I can have a realistic overview on how the layout's looking. And I do like it, just like I said, I'm pulling in that aqua color that's in the background of most of it, plus it's the blue in the jeans. So you don't have to do this. You can totally hold on to all your cardstock as your background paper, but I'll show you another trick too. In order not to waste this entire gorgeous paper, we're going to gut it. Okay, so meaning that we're going to cut, I always cut maybe like 2 inches in or so. That way there's still a frame, but if I wanted to use this color on another layout, I didn't waste it all matting my photo. Okay, so if anything, let's go in. I'll do it this side. Yeah, I'll give it like a 2-inch band. So 2 inches, and we'll go from there. Maybe 1.5. Okay. So we're just gonna cut. I just call this gutting it. I don't know if that's truly what we call it. But I'm just trying to not use this gorgeous paper only on a mat. Okay? So, another trick in order to have your kits last as long as possible, if you're frugal like me and don't want to just have all your pretty paper taken up by a couple layouts. Okay, this is what I mean. So I just cut out this band. It's not perfect, but I kept this now and I can use this on another layout. What we also have to do now is cut that 1/4 inch off of the edge of all of these. See, my glue is still a little wet. If there's anyone that knows a better or faster drying glue besides using, because you know what I learned the hard way too, don't use hot glue on this, it'll melt. I tried using hot glue one time. Disastrous. Disastrous. Okay, let's see. Is that a 1/2 inch? Am I going in a 1/2 inch? No. It's a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch trimming, this is usually done easiest with, I have to say, a cutting board. So I hope you have a cutting board at your disposal. And I'm just doing the 1/4 inch all the way around. Now, if you were committing to cutting and having it matted from the beginning, you could just do the 1/2 inch on 2 sides from the beginning, and that way your photo was already, your layout was already ready to go. For us, since we already started and it was a second thought, I couldn't do it that way. Okay, so here's our border, and then that's how it's going to sit right in there. Love it. Love it. Okay, so in order to do that, I'm going to use my glider, and we're going to do the inside portion of this. And you can do a double strip. Double strip. Glitter or glue, glitter or glue, glitter. Oh, I see what you mean. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read some comments. Meaning, yeah, so like if this was glitter paper and you didn't want to use the whole thing in the back, I always gut them, because that way you don't utilize, oh, there's my hair, utilize the whole glitter sheet when most of it's not even being used. So I completely love doing this. Let me see, make sure the top is good. So again, I'm just eyeballing it, that way it's matted. There we go. And then I just press all around the edges. And we're good. Okay. Move some of this. Okay, yes, art glitter glue. It's a tiny bit pricey, so it's worth it. Oh, do you mean that it's like better than this? Yeah, and all my supplies are from this kit. Yes, they are. I'm using most that I can. That way you can showcase as much of the paper collection that's here because it's gorgeous. When you have a gorgeous collection, you definitely always want to use as much as you can from it. This one got wonky. So I have to buy this glitter glue you talk about because, yeah, this one's still kind of moving a little bit, which is a little frustrating, I'm not going to lie. Okay. What I want to also throw out there for everyone to consider is sometimes, and I do like doing it, is matting the photo with either something in your scraps or if you're brave enough to cut into one of the other pattern papers. Or even what we've already used. So maybe the opposite sides too. So like, you know, you can start just playing around with seeing how they would line up and be utilized in the back so that you have another pop of color if you wanted to. You could totally skip this step. Some people do not prefer to have their photos matted. I am partial to it. I think because I just like, oh look, we can just add some cream. That's cool. But I do love this mustard color. What is it about the mustard gold that is so, like, hot right now? I'm loving it. I think, oh, we can do the wood grain. Haha. Maybe we can do the wood grain. But I do kind of like the gold from that one. I think I'm going to stick with the gold. Yeah. I think I'm going to stick with the gold and cut that one again. Yeah, you love, Jessica, I too, I love matting the photos. So that's what I always do too. I audition all of them to see which one I like. And I'm kind of loving the gold again, this yellowy, mustardy color. So we're going to mat it. So I'm going to take a little piece from this one again, this gorgeous one. This one is number 3, in case you are following along. I'm going to mat it with number 3. So I always like to attach it first. That way I know how thick I want to make my edge. Yeah, matting is always fun. Okay, so I'm just going to do a tiny little edge so that it pokes out. And I am going to leave the nice crisp lines. I'm not going to rough up the edges. I'm just going to leave the tissue part roughed up, and that'll be fine for me. And then I'll just do this edge. That's why I love this paper trimmer. This paper trimmer, honestly, if you haven't bought one, it's the best investment. I love this one. This one is by Fiskars, and why I love it, it also has this swing apart. This is totally like product, but I just love it because there's a wire guide on your knife, on your edge. So when you put your paper through it, you can't see it. I know it's going to be hard, but the wire is going to show you where your cut will actually be. So I've never had a problem with this. I bought this once, and all I do is buy replacement blades. So if you're in the market for a good paper cutter, I would highly recommend these Fiskars ones because I've never had a problem. And these come in like 2 packs, and they easily just snap on and off. Just saying, ladies, just saying. Yeah, the wrought wire, me too, Rosa. I love it. It's the best thing ever. Okay, so I'm liking where this is going. So like I said, I'm going to use some fun foam, and we're going to back this up in the back as well so that it both pops up. And then remember, we're using this title. We're just going to write the happy. But what I also want to do before I lay that and this is we're going to do some of the embellishing with the stickers. So grab out your sticker sheets that have come with the collection, and we're going to add a few things. Now, what's great about, not that one, with the collection too is that everything works together. So for this, you can add on top, you can tuck behind. There's a little bit of crevices going on, so there's a lot to kind of consider. Now, I love all the leaves, so I definitely want to grab as many of these leaves as possible. And I love that it says give thanks and beautiful is the fall day. That one we're going to probably have to add when I place it, okay? And you can make another title or pop out some words as well. It's in November. Oh, I love all these. Okay, and the apples are really cute too. So let's start with just the leaves. I'm just gonna grab this leaf, and we're gonna have it, and it's just kind of poking out. I love like the little details sometimes that come with layouts, you know. Makes you look at different angles and across the whole layout and not just occupying yourself to just staring at the one thing. And actually for this one, I don't like the white border. So we're going to use, where are my scissors? Where'd they go? Just going to cut off that border. Sometimes kits do this, sometimes they don't. But the white border is going to be too harsh. So I'm just cutting around this white border of this acorn because I totally want to use the acorn, and take off the white border. Okay, here we go. So that way it doesn't kind of pop out too much. Okay, I have all my leaves coming around. Let's add that one down there. Okay, so those are the leaves. Oh, there's a cute little heart on this one. We're going to add the heart. And at least what I also like about this collection as well with this, because this is from Carte de Bella, so this is actually not the same exact collection, but it, because the colors work, you know what I mean? This is done really well in order to kind of have two collections work together. This one though, this one is from this collection. So let's see, let's get any leaves. We do have some leaves. They are matted in this blue color as well, so that works. Okay. Look, and this one says love. I'm going to add that one later. Hold on. Another little leaf here. And I'm just adding on top. Like I said, it's just to add more interest. Family and friends, pile on the leaves. Look at this little pumpkin. Welcome fall. I like this one. So if you add them across it, that also works. Welcome fall. See? Very cute. Hello autumn. Harvest blessings together. I feel like, okay. I love these little ones down here too, the little pumpkin patch ones and such. I love this one. Let's add this. Okay. In autumn, the year's loveliest smile. Count your blessings. Oh, because I'm pregnant. That's so cute. See? And you can see how just a few of the details can start having some real fun on it. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Yes, the sticker sheets are a part of it. Oh, hello, Miss Janice. You live in Lakeland, Florida. I am near the West Palm Beach area. Hello. Okay, so what I also want to do is that I want to go in a little bit with more of this splatter. So I have some here, here, and here before I add my picture. So again, I'm just wetting the straw part of the nozzle and going in with a little more splatter. Like I said, I like the gold because it just enhances it with the colors we're working with. It's not for everyone. You do not have to do this step, but for me, the splatters are wonderful. Okay, and I do kind of have a little big dollop that happened right here, so I'm just going to soak it up. Too much fell. Okay, there we are. Okay, so my photo is going to go right around here. So what I'm going to do is add that fun foam to this side of the page. And we'll just still use all the little pieces I cut because I want a little happy cutting them because I have a few left here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, Will that work? Yeah, and you see how now that this side is raised up, it'll match this portion as well. Fantastic. Okay, and let's see. Another little idea and color, a way to add color to your layouts is with some fun classic thread. If you have it in your collection. Ooh, perfect. I have like a brown like latte coffee color. I do have yellow, but it's like bright yellow. Let's see what else I have. Oh, I do have some gold. And a coral. Will this coral work? It certainly could. Okay. So, another little thought, if you like texture, is to kind of do what I always call like a little like thread beds. Again, one of that young lady I mentioned earlier, who I enjoy her style very much, Missy, she always does like thread, how does she call them? Thread nests too. But in essence, you're just having thread. I usually just haphazardly wrap it around my 2 fingers, and you're creating a little bit of a tangled mess. But again, this look is not for everyone. It just adds interest. And it's being like placed behind the photo, so that way when you see it pop out, it's just an added color. I'm keeping with 2 colors that are featured throughout the layout, so that's why it works. But you could, if you wanted to go add black, that could be interesting if you added the black splatters as well. Completely up to you. I'm just going to show you what it looks like though, okay? So usually too, I do them separately, but today these 2 kind of work well together. And since I already made that a knot, we're not going to go there. So keeping them together, that's all they are, and they're wrapped up right here, so you're going to see them move. And I'm crazily, it doesn't have to be perfect, it can if you want, wrapping them around my fingers for a good chunk of time, so that way your little bed is looking like that. And if you want more, just kind of go in again, boom, 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 and cut some off. So truly, it can look something like this. And I kind of liked where I had that before, just peeking out from underneath here. And we're going to place it kind of like right there, peeking out from the photo. You can have it come this side. You can add multiple beds, maybe from this side, because I am adding that happy. Or maybe add complete interest in the opposite corner, since nothing's going on over here. That could work. But maybe I'm going to add 2 thread beds. Again, not needed, but I just kind of like the added interest of it all. Sometimes I do like my scrapbooking to be kept classic and uninvolved, and other times I'm all about the unexpected. And you can see how the thread can kind of peek out there. So I'm loving that. So I'm going to leave those kind of right where they are, and we are going to add tape here. So it's going to be laying on the raised ones. We're going to add some glue on the fun foam. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Right around there. Okay. And you can pull on the thread. You don't have to. I just like doing it. Look at that, for $1.99 at Tuesday morning. If you have Tuesday mornings next to you, swing by, because you never know what they have in their scrapbooking aisle or their art supply aisle that could be added to your layouts. So we're just going to keep this one simple and make it just the happy. And I love it because I added that gold Heidi Shine, and this is gold like chunky glitter. So it works. Oops, it works. Okay. Now, again for placement, you can have it here, you can have it here, however you really want it. Again, let's see. Only because I have it raised, I want most of it to be flat. So, we might be right about there. Oops, it's cutting off the page. Hold on. There we are. You can have it go over your picture, You can do a lot of things. Okay. Happy. Oop. Are we still good? Okay, we're still good. Sorry, I just saw my computer and it kind of got a little frozen. Okay. Still doing good? I'm just looking up at you guys from my phone. Okay, we're still doing good. Sorry, all my drawers you can see right now. Okay, so we have that. And now I just want to add a few more of these stickers because I needed these placements before I could add them. So this one that says beautiful days in fall. Heck yes. Have it overlap a little bit. And I love these like bunting banners. Let's add one or two of these. Underneath. Just looks like texture. I love it. What else do we have? Together. I love all the little sentiments. This one though too. It says love, which I'm kind of gonna add like right on my photo. We had fun at our shoot, so let's also do you. You and me. I'm gonna do you. And then the me. You. Me. There's so many beautiful things to pull out here. Memories, always say thank you. Gratitude. Let's take the memories one. Count your blessings, memories. Now, someone sometimes has to tell me to stop because this is where I become compulsive and want to use all the stickers. Okay. And it's okay to have them off the edge a little bit. It just adds some detail. You know, I'm kind of... This is one of those ones too. I don't like the white border. I'm just going to cut it off the bottom part. Sometimes stickers do this. Sometimes they're fine. I don't know. Okay. Thank you, Miss Ray. Thank you. I'm hoping everyone will be able to do this one on their own. And if anything, what will be nice too, can we post on the Facebook page? Or at least if you do your version, tag us on Instagram. We're at the Scrapbooking Store on Instagram as well. So follow us there. And if you do a version, tag us. And that way we'll be able to see your work using the November kits. So that can be a way that we all share. If you're interested, I'm also on Instagram with at life period with period Evie, and I spell my name EVI. It's a nickname. It's my middle name is Evilise, but that's so long. And I just cut it down. Okay, that's better without the white. Okay. All right. So this is where some people will stop as well. I like to add a little bit of journaling on my layouts. Sometimes I use a fine liner. I have micron pens. I also have this Zig Vellum writer. This one is my favorite for writing. Is this the one that's, yeah. Because this one also works if you did a lot of paint in the background. This works on paint for some reason. I don't know what's so special about this pen. I also have Faber-Castell Pitt pens. These work really well in case you ever want to do journaling on layouts that get a little bit too much in texture. This could also, all of these can work. So let's definitely, I just want to remember that I was 37 weeks pregnant. I think they did these last weekend. So that's what I want to make sure. Okay, actually is it this side? Oh no, this is, where's my Zig pen? Here it is, this one. Zig Vellum writer. There we go. Okie dokie. So, I'll add my journaling on the bottom and then we will wrap this up. So, I'm going to write 37 weeks pregnant, bump photo shoot. November 2017. Some people don't prefer doing their journaling on their layouts. I actually really do. So just a preference. Nothing more than that. I'm still tempted to add more stickers, guys. Look, because these arrows are super cute. Like, I need arrows. Because I just want to add more stuff. This is how you become when you layer. But the thing is, though, too, what I love about it is that all of it works together, which is the best thing about it all. You know what I mean? That's the best thing about working with kits. So if you're interested in the kit, again, I think Miss Anita did link them in the feed, so you can go to the ScrapbookingStore.com and look at the options. They are shipped out every month. Every month is another beautiful kit with a good selection of the 12 by 12 paper. You'll always get sticker sheets. There'll always be alphas available and some additional add-ons. They're great. Sometimes they'll work together. Like, actually, I pulled these out. This was in last month's kit for October, and I didn't get to use them. These are, I forgot about these. They were sitting here. So I'm going to use some of these too. Let's break this open. So this is from last month's kit. And kits are great, especially if you're like newly starting out too, like, and you don't know like a bunch of products to buy. Kits always allow you to have a variety of from a collection, and they work well together. So just keep that in mind when you're starting out scrapbooking. Now these are all gold leaves, and they work. They would work completely. Which one do I want to add? See, this is when someone should tell me that you should stop, Evie. With rub-ons, it's good to cut the one you want out, because otherwise it'll be a problem. You'll get them all stuck down. And you peel off the back for them. That's why they provide the little toothpick, and you can place them. So you can see, like, what I'm demoing is these rub-ons are from last month's kit. I didn't get to utilize them completely in last month's kit, but look how gorgeously, if that's a word, works with this month's kit. So I highly recommend you check them out. And look how beautiful that is. Gorgeous. Right there. So, I'm going to have to add another one. I thought I was done, ladies and gentlemen. Let's add this little sprig somewhere down here. Where's my scissors? So that's a little one right there. And then we'll use this one. Like I said, I like cutting them out. This one, even though it was not November's kit, this is October's, but I just had it out so that I could show you that if you become a member, you can use your kits for more than 1 month, and they work with subsequent months as well. So don't be intimidated if you don't get to use it all in 1 month. They will also work in other months. Let's have this one poke out from here. And use that little stick. Okay. Okay. I'm going to peel this one off, and I think that'll be done. There you go. Ooh, let me get that off. All right, and then there it is right there. Beautiful, right? And it's just the gold. So there's all the details. Let's see. So let's see. Actually, maybe I'll flip it around this way. That way you can see it. Okay, so we have we have the texture going on this side. You can see all of the details I added with the thread poking out right here. The stickers you can have underneath, like on the bottom layer, on top, and hanging off. Not a problem. I have that soft tissue paper matting under my photo first, and then I matted it again. You can try that, or you don't have to. Again, some of the tags and stuff that just hang off. Really fun. The rub-ons from last month's kit. And I just added a bunch of the stickers that were there to add interest as you go across the layout. Something stuck on my photo. That's the sticker part. Okay. I cut off the white edge from that one, and then a little journaling, and then some thread still on the bottom. You can like that part or you don't have to. It's something that you can take away easily. And then you can see how the gold splatter also had dried on some of the areas. The gold splatter, which again just adds some interest. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this layout. I hope you give it a try. It's very easy enough. Remember, you can do the diamonds with just squares if you don't want to give the diamonds a try. Or you can also do circles or something like that, but at least you utilize a lot of the features in the kit, which is also very, very fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so the gold splatter, it was Heidi Swap. Where did I put it? Heidi Swap. Let me make sure I get it in focus here. Okay. Heidi Swap Color Shine in gold. They do sell it at Michael's. This thing, I think, cost $5 or so. And I just use it for splatters. It's gold. I literally use gold on every layout. That's just me. But they have other colors. They have navy. They have black, in case you like doing the splatters. It's just something, another like little detail. It's like kind of like the beginnings of adding a little bit of mixed media to it. Yes, so they just linked my YouTube channel. That's there. I'll be doing December daily too, so if you're into that project, that could be fun for the month of December. And I will keep you posted. You know, like I said, I'm due next week for Thanksgiving, so I might have a newborn baby to scrap for the whole month of December. So I'll have tons of photos of my little girl who is going to be making her debut in about a week. I'm so excited. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I hope you follow me on Instagram or on YouTube and show me your work on the Instagram. I'm sure we'd love to see it, along with ScrapbookingStore.com, just to see you having fun with us. I hope you enjoyed this layout. Super easy to do. Like I said, you can do it for a 2 layout spread. And just stay creative and document your memories. It's very important to keep them. I'll talk to everyone later. Bye. How do I get off?